Good afternoon to you all. Good day, everyone. Yes, I welcome all of you. If you are joining here, click the subscribe button, okay, and subscribe to this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, I welcome all of you and a very good afternoon to you all. How is the day going? I believe that the day has been awesome. I believe it's going well. So yes, today is another Tuesday where we bring you our Tuesday class, and today we are going to talk about how to start a safe sex, talk with your child. I know most people go like, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. So how do I do it? And the one thing is that most of us have this talk, okay, but we don't do it in a safe way. We make a lot of mistakes when we are teaching our kids about sex conversations. When we are having sex conversation, we do a lot of mistakes. We say a lot of things that we are not supposed to say. And it's perfectly okay. Okay. It's perfectly okay. What's important is that you are learning to do the right things. You are learning to have the right conversations with your child. So I welcome you once again. And you can share this link with other parents, your family, friends, anyone at all that can benefit from what we are teaching here. I want you to share. This is a free class, so you can share to anyone at all so that they can join this class. And I welcome you once again. So, as I said, we are going to talk about how to start the safe sex talk with your child. How to start the safe sex talk with your child. So, if your child is old enough, okay, to ask you questions about sex, you need to know that you have to do it safely. You have to do it wisely. You need to be a voice that will direct them. You need to be a voice. Children are most of the times curious. They would want to ask questions about some one or two things, but we sometimes, as we always say, we shut them up. We tell them not to talk about sex. We tell them not to say this, not to say that. Meanwhile, the child is curious and the child wants to know what is happening. So you have to know that this conversation has to be done, but there are ways that we have to do it so that we don't also end up spoiling everything, so that we don't also end up doing or teaching things that we don't have to teach. So how can we have this sex talk in a safe way with our children? How can we have this sex talk in a safe way, okay, safely, wisely, and all of that with our children? Um, okay, so if you are here, please share the link. I see, okay, yes. I see that some of you are here. You can share the link with others so that they can also join us now. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that we get more people who are also able to become more intentional in their parenting, in raising their children. So first of all, let's go straight to the point. When we are having sex conversations, there are certain things that we see. The first thing that I would say is that the mistakes that we make is that we teach private parts and then we teach public parts. Okay. This is not something we should teach. We have said this over and again. Stop teaching the child that this is private. Your body, this part of your body is private. This part of your body is public. No, don't teach them that. When you teach them that, you disempower your child. When you teach public parts and private parts, you disempower your child. Abuse can happen without even actually touching, no one touching them. Abuse can happen. We have digital abuse. People abuse children digitally. You go online and so many things are happening that most parents don't know. Some of them, when you tell them, they tell you we have parental control systems, we have set everything in place. And I tell you, the children these days are smarter. Children these days are smarter. So you may think that you have put all your things in place and you may not know what other things that they are doing. So it's important that you teach them, you empower them. Stop teaching this is private part. Stop teaching this is public part. You need to teach them that the whole of their body is private to them, and they have every right to report whoever abuses them, whether physical, whether online. Anyone who tries to abuse them, they should be able to say something. There is a cost of saying nothing. There is a cause for keeping quiet. If you keep quiet and then you say nothing, it happens. Like, there are so many things that goes wrong. Okay, there are so many things that goes wrong. Our children are always learning. They are always on TikTok. They are always on Instagram, YouTube, watching all sort of videos. And some are being abused being online, and we don't know about it. So we need to begin now to teach them, to empower them. Stop teaching private, public. Okay, teach them to honor their bodies. Teach them that their bodies belong to them. They need to respect their bodies. They need to report whoever asks them to do things that are inappropriate. Teach them that. Start small, and every day, okay, every day have a structured conversation about sex. You need to create a system. Take your time, okay, and create a system. Sex conversation is not something that you do today and then you don't do again. You have to be consistent. You have to create a system where you are teaching sex conversations to your child at least every once in every week. You should touch something. You should have those conversations with your child at least once in every week. Touch on something. Tell them it involves hygiene, how they are taking good care of themselves. You can teach them about naming. If your child is young, start teaching them about their body parts. Let them know the names of their body parts, and stop giving names, other names like the vagina. You say something else like people use other names to call the appropriate instead of the appropriate names. You use other names to call some of the parts of their bodies. It is not good. Use real names. And I say all of the time that if you are a parent and you don't feel comfortable saying vagina, penis, vulva, and all of that, stand in front of the mirror and mention those words to yourself till you become, easy. It becomes easy for you to mention them. So don't use inappropriate names that you're not supposed to say. Don't say instead of vagina, you mention something else. Please, let's begin to let the children know the appropriate names of their body parts. They are all sex conversations. So you can have a book, okay, you can get maybe a small book that talks about the body. There are reference books that talks about the body, gives a diagram, shows a diagram about the body. You can begin to read those books with your child at least once in every week. You can pick one body part and talk about it. They are all sex conversations. The sex conversations are so broad. It's not it's not only about. That is why we said that we are not going to teach the same thing we taught last year. And that is why when you register, we give you access to last year's course to at least watch and freshen up for what's coming next. Because it's a whole lot, I tell you. Sex conversations is so broad, and we need to learn gradually. Knowledge evolves every day. If you don't keep yourself updated as a parent, you can miss a very great opportunity to actually teach your child something. And it's because you don't know. It's because you don't know. Most parents find themselves overwhelmed because they don't know. The Bible says that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. So many things goes on that parents are so afraid. When some parents, me for instance, when I find my child does something that is inappropriate, I am not scared because I know that I am equipped enough to help the child, to guide the child. And the fact that I am a parent coach, I help parents, doesn't mean that my child is not going to make a mistake. Mistakes are part of humans. What happens is that when your child makes a mistake and you have the knowledge, you know what to do, how to go about it, you are calm. You are not agitated. You are not everywhere. You are not worried. You are not, you are in control because you know how to tackle, how to handle that particular behavior. So first of all, avoid the private and public parts conversations that you have, but rather let them know that their bodies are special to them. Let them know how to honor themselves, how to respect themselves. When a person honors their bodies, what do they do? When a person respects their bodies, what do they do? How do they take care of their bodies? All of these things are sex conversations. Let's have them with our children. The silence is not helping us. Keeping quiet is not helping us. Your child is not innocent because you are silent. Your child Is not innocent because you are silent. No. When you expose your child, when you inform your child, when you empower your child with these conversations, you help them become, empowered. You help them know what to do whenever they face any challenge. This morning in the inner tribe, I was saying something. In our voice notes, we send voice notes every morning. They have an activity that they do every day. So I was telling them about the fact that your children, I was using the story of Joseph. Joseph, when Joseph went to Potiphar's house and he had so many things were going on, Potiphar's wife wanted to have, an affair with Joseph. But Joseph was able to stand on his grounds. He said no because he knew what he stood for. He was, you could see that when you read the Bible and then you look at the story, the whole story about Joseph, the Potiphar's wife issue, you could see that when Joseph actually went to Egypt, he was very young. He could be in his teens. If you are reading the Bible, okay, he could be in his teens. Now imagine his parents never empowered him. Imagine he didn't know who he was. He could have just said, I'm a slave. What? Let me just sleep with this woman and then, go my way. But he said no, he didn't. Every day, the woman was very consistent. The woman was always pressurizing him, but he stood to his grounds. Okay. He said no, he wasn't going to do it. He even ran away. So ask yourself, if I am not there, will my child be able to stand for themselves and, you know, say that this is me, this is who I am? I am not going to do what you are asking me to do when you are not around. The mistake that we make as parents is that we think we are always going to be with our children. That is one mistake that we make all of the time, or all of the time. That we are always going to be there for our children. Nothing will happen. We will guide them always. No, there are times that that is inevitable. I always see this. Most parents don't want to hear this, but that's the truth. So we need to empower our children so that they will be able to stand strong whenever they face any challenge at all. Okay. And what makes, another thing that I want us to talk about is that we need to start early, start small. If you want your children to be misinformed, okay, make sex conversation. If you don't want them to be misinformed, make sex conversations a normal thing in your home. Make it a normal thing in your home. Let your children feel so free to come to you, to talk to you about anything concerning their bodies. Whenever they feel anything at all, let them create that space where they'll be able to come to you to talk about it. And it all starts from you being able to talk to them, when they are young. You need to be able to talk to them about their bodies. When my small girl, for instance, when we are taking our bath, I I started when she was very young. We will talk about her body parts. I will tell her this is your this. I'll mention touch the body her body parts, and then I'll mention the names and I'll tell her. So we always are talking about her body parts. And when something is wrong with her, she'll easily come, Mommy, I feel pains here. Mommy, this is like she will easily come to you because we've made that conversation a normal thing in the home. So you need to give your children that space where they can come to you and talk to you. Make it normal. It is not a taboo. Don't make sex conversations a taboo in your home. You need to start, even if your children are older. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey. It doesn't matter. All that is needed is for you to stand and say that I'm going to start this thing today. I am hearing this today, and this is the day that I'm going to stand to have this conversation with my children. It's very important. Let's take note of that. Okay? A safe sex talk doesn't start with a lecture or something. You need to connect with your child. That is another thing. You need to connect with your child first. Without connection, you can't teach these conversations. If you are not connected enough with your child, you can't teach it. So you need to work on your emotions. You need to ensure that you are connected to your child so that your child will listen to what you have to say. So I'm telling you from today, okay, If there are things, we have the 30 days the 30 days connection connecting with your parents, your child guide. It's like an ebook where you have 30 different activities you can do to connect more with your child. You need to connect with them, because if you don't do that, they won't listen to you. We all, as humans, we mostly listen to people we are very, very connected with. Okay, so let's begin to connect with our children so that we can influence them the right way. Let's not take our parenting for granted. Like, it's just, I just have children and we are just doing anything. No, it is something that God has given to us to do. We are raising giants, we are raising leaders. They are going to stand to make Africa great. If Africa is going to be great, it will depend on what we are doing today. If you know about the New World Order, if you know about things that are going on, okay, like, Africa needs to stand. We are blessed with so much resources. We have, youth. Our youth are vibrant, strong, and all of that. But what are we doing? We need to start now to empower our children, to teach them. And all of these things are all parts of what we must do to raise a strong generation. We can't, like, do anything anyhow. We can't. We need to, from now, stand up and face our fears. If you are afraid to have the sex conversations, face your fears and do it now. Stand up and do it, because it's going to help you. Your children are going to be grateful to you for taking the step, teaching them about these things. Sometimes my daughter will come, "Mommy, thank you so much for all the things you teach us. I am so grateful." So we need to stand up. We need to stand up. Imagine your child comes to you and they tell you something that happened, and they tell you, "Mommy, I didn't know what to do, so I just gave in to what they were asking me." You will be afraid. You will feel sad. But imagine also that you've been able to empower your child, okay, to the point that whenever there is an issue coming, your child knows whenever they go through any challenge, they know how to deal with it. They know how to protect themselves. They know how to handle anything at all that comes to them. Imagine you have such a child. You'll be proud of yourself, because you didn't wait, you didn't sleep, you didn't relax, but you stood up and did what you had to do intentionally to help the child. Challenges are always going to come, mistakes are always there, but with empowerment, gradually, there's something we call indoctrination. You are working on their minds gradually. That is how you empower them. That is how you empower them. Okay. So don't relax at all. Make it a part of your everyday conversations. If you can't have it every day, plan that you are going to at least every week talk about your child, talk to your child about sex conversations. Anything. It can be on health, it can be on hygiene, it can be on their body parts, self-esteem, confidence, emotional intelligence. They are a lot. They are a lot. Pick something and begin to teach your children about it. And stop teaching that danger is stranger is danger. No, not all strangers are dangerous. Most of the times, people who are closer to us, okay, molest the most. I think a research actually shows that people who molest children are most of the times people who are closer to them. It's not the strangers. It's not the strangers. It is people who are closer to them. So if you are teaching your child that you have to be careful, this a stranger can molest you, without telling them that even people closer to them can do that. And when it happens, what they have to do. If you don't take your time and teach your children those things, you are wrong in your conversations. You are wrong. So begin now and start teaching them, empower them, let them know that, oh, so even people closer to me, not to say that people closer to us are bad, no, but let them know that it is something that can happen. So when it happens, this is what they have to do. Teach them what to do. Teach them what to do, because you will not always be around. You will not always be there with them. So teach them what they have to do. Okay. And let's stop teaching them that if you have sex, you are going to get pregnant. If you have sex, you are going to get these diseases. No, it's possible you will get pregnant, but teach them why they shouldn't. Yesterday I was talking, we had a session in the inner tribe, and I was talking, see, let your children know why they have to actually keep themselves. They don't have to have sex with other people. Let them know sex is a spiritual thing. Not only you, when you have sex, you're going to get pregnant. Let them know what their bodies are meant for. Their bodies does not belong to them. It belongs to God. So if you are, you know, telling the child all of these things, if you are putting these things, working on their mindset all of the time, they will know what to do. They will become conscious. And don't think that all that you are teaching the children are not learning. They are learning. Trust me. Whatever you are teaching them, it is, you are working on their mindset. It is working. So role play. If you have to role play, role play. Do what you have to do. Okay? Do what you have to do as a parent. And don't teach them also to just say no and not know what to do. Just say no and then be there. No. Let them know what they have to do. When they say no, what do they do? They need to leave, report to this. But if there is no one to, they let them know what to do. Even if there is no trusted adult, when there's no mom or dad, after they did, I was saying about what I was saying about Joseph's story. Joseph, after he said no, he left. He ran away from the place, from that environment. So teach them what they have to do when no one is around. Just saying no, you are disempowering them. Some children would say no and they will still stand there. And that thing that they are saying no, they don't even mean that they know that they are saying. They don't mean it. They just say they will be there and still they will be molested. Okay? And still they will be molested. It can happen. So let's be mindful of these things. Sex conversations is something that every parent, like, you need to learn about it. If you don't learn, no one is going to teach you. You have that responsibility. Don't say my teachers, my kids' teachers will teach them. My pastor is going to teach my child. It's not your pastor's job to raise your child for you. It is not the teacher's job to raise your child for you. It is solely your responsibility to do that as a parent. As a parent. And don't trade anything for it. Don't say you are busy, you are going to work, you are going to look for money. Those things are important, but you need to have, structure everything in such a way that you also give time to your kids, to your parenting. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do what you have to do, and the creator calls you, how are you going to defend yourself? And most of the times we take these things for granted because we think that as the child is growing, they will learn to do better. If you don't teach them, they will not learn to do any better. I've seen grown-ups who are taken for granted because they don't know. Grown-ups who are unskilled and they are being, they don't even know how to go about things just because they are ignorant, just because they don't know, they lack the skills. And most of the children who are molested is because there are some skills that they lack. Most of the children who are molested, they lack certain skills. So if you don't know these things, if you haven't registered for mastering sex conversations with your child course, please do it. Do it now. Stop thinking that someone is going to take your money. Most of the time, that is what we think. Okay, these people, they just want to take our money and all of that. No, no one wants to take your money. We just want to empower you so that you'll be able to help your child. So we have to focus on that so that we can do better, we can deliver better and give our children better. And the next thing is that let's stop, the lectures. We are always giving lectures, always criticizing our children and all of that. Let it be a conversation that you're having with a child. Let it be a conversation. Your child doesn't need all the lectures. Sometimes, even when they come to you with questions or all of that, sometimes they when they come to you, they want to talk to you. They don't want you to say anything. Or sometimes they just want you to listen to them. They just want mommy or daddy to pay attention, to listen to whatever they have to say. And after that, if you have to answer, just make sure you find the appropriate thing to talk about. Okay, just make sure that you find appropriate time Okay, maybe you find at that time maybe your child doesn't need you to give all the lectures, to give all the advice. So you wait, you find an appropriate time, you go back to the conversation, and then you talk about it. Don't let it go. Talk about it. Don't let it go. Okay? Don't let it go. And another thing that we also do is that sometimes we project ourselves as too perfect. We want our children to see that we are perfect. We never made any mistakes at all. But no, we some of us have actually made mistakes, and now we are preaching something different to our children. We are letting them know that we didn't do that, we are perfect. But later on, the child will see, the child will one way or the other find out your mistakes. And you wouldn't want your child to find out your mistakes from another person. It should come from you. Tell them you didn't know any better. And it's okay, whatever mistake that they have made as well, they can also change to do better. So you are here to help them, guide them through it all. So whenever they come to you, any question they have, anything that is bothering them, tell them. Let them have the assurance that when they come to you, you are not going to judge them with your lectures, with your talks, and all of that. You are going to give them an open ear. You are going to listen to them, and you are going to find help for them. Give them that assurance. Let them know that, yes, mommy is going to be there for me. Daddy is going to be there for me whenever I face any challenge. They will help me, they will help me with all that I am going through. Sometimes they don't come to you because they think that when I come, these people are going to beat me. So they keep quiet and they are suffering. And the worst part is that they go to people who also don't know anything. That is the worst part. You don't want your child to go to someone, talk to someone that you don't even know what they are talking about. You don't know what they are putting into their minds. You don't know. So we have to be very careful, very mindful, open, give them that space. Let's talk about things. Predators are very, very strategic. They don't they don't play. Oh, they are very strategic. They know, so they use your child's love language to lure them, to get them. That love you are not giving to your child. A predator will sit somewhere, they will be watching the child, they will be studying things. How do I get this child? And if your child is ignorant, if they see that this child is ignorant, they don't even know certain things, they are not empowered enough, there is no father in their lives, that is when they take advantage of your children. So don't be there and be thinking that these conversations are not necessary. I have not, my child doesn't know and they will not do that. I am a pastor, I'm a deacon. We pray all the time. You pray all the time. You need to also be strategic. Okay, you need to have plans what you are going to teach your children, because the world has plans. We were teaching yesterday, and if you are not in the inner tribe, to please get in it, because the kind I can't share what I teach in there with you here. I can't, and I can't use even 1 hour to teach everything. So you need to have a system where you are learning these things. hmm, we need to have these conversations. Parenting is about growth. If you are not growing, if your parenting is not changing you, then it means you are doing something wrong. Once you become a parent, you change to become a better person, because you now have someone that you are raising. And not, don't think you are raising a child. You are raising a leader, someone who will someday, become a great person, a destiny, a king, a royalty. You can't just do anything. No, you can't say you do what works for you. Sometimes we tell ourselves we've done everything, and still these children are not listening to me. They are not doing you've not done everything. You've done what you know. You haven't done everything. And it is a journey. Parenting is a journey. So we need to be very careful. The kind of things people are doing, the youth are doing. Sometimes I sit back, when I'm doing research on these things, I look at the things that are going on, and sometimes it's really sad. It's really sad. The kind of dressing people are showing themselves. Some are doing things that they have no business doing. Young ladies, the things that are going on. It shows that parents haven't done enough. We haven't done enough. And if you take your parenting for granted, you will definitely face the consequences later on. Definitely. It's like you are planting. Okay, parenting is like seed time and harvest. When you are planting, your child is a seed. Okay, what are you doing when you plant something? You water it, you care for it, and all of that. You make sure you take away all the inappropriate weeds, everything, to make sure you have something great at the end of the day. And that is our children. That is who they are. They are not just children. We are not just raising anyone that we do anything. No, that we think we can do whatever works for us. There is a way to do it. So let's begin to have these conversations. They are very, very, very important. As I was saying, when you plant a seed, okay, and you don't take good care of the seed, it can even die. It can even die. But if you take your time and then you do everything well, at the end of the day, you see you are going to have something very, very fruitful. You have something that you'll be proud of. I am the one who planted this. I am the one who cared for this. You are proud of yourself. So the results you have is as a result of what you did at the beginning. What did you do? What did you do? Predators are strategic. So are you strategic as a parent? Are you strategic as a parent? You can't protect your child from everything, but you can actually prepare your child for anything that can happen. Take that responsibility. It's not the teacher, it's not the auntie, it's not your pastor. I have said it. Even pastors, some of them they don't even know what to do. So sometimes when I see parents go to their pastors, report their kids to them, my child is this. What do you expect the pastor to do? Pray for the child? Prayers alone will not do anything. Prayer without works, what are you going to get from it? Nothing. You need to practice, you need to add action to it, you need to do something so that at the end of the day, you will see that yes, you have put in the work. Not to say prayer is wrong, but most of the times we only pray and we don't do anything. But to your prayers, add wisdom to your prayers. To your prayers, add, do things. Do what you have to do. If there are courses you have to take, if there are, things you have to learn to be able to help your child, do it. Because that is what is going to help you raise a wholesome child. If you don't do what you have to do, nothing. Like there is nothing. Sometimes we think that I can do things when you wait for the problem to happen because you can one way or the other find a solution. Sometimes the solutions doesn't even work. Sometimes it will take a lot of time. So many young adults doing drugs. It's sad. It's sad. So if you don't teach sex conversation, you have drug conversations, you have porn conversations. Some parents are actually totally addicted to porn. So when a child in your environment is watching porn, it means that there is an adult in that environment also watching porn. When you go to social media, what do you watch? What are you on? Some people will go there and, the algorithm is in such a way that what you are watching, the people in your environment, they see the same thing that you also watch. So if you're all the time online watching porn, all of that, your child is also going to stumble on it. And when it happens, what are you going to do? And the brain never forgets. So watching porn, if you are a parent and you are addicted to porn, please, it is evil. Stop it. Find a way and stop it. It is not funny. Don't say that you watch it so that you when you want to do something with your husband, that is when you watch it, or when you want to do something with your wife, that is when you watch it for arousal. No, it is evil. Stop it. Stop it. Because at the end of the day, it will not help the child. The child will one way or the other stumble on porn. And the worst part is, you have porn on your phone, you give your phone to your child. Who is the cause of that? You give your phone to your child. You don't empower the child. You don't even teach them what they have to do when they see an inappropriate image or video. What do they have to do? We don't do this. They go to school, they talk to their friends. What are they discussing? Are you in your school system? Have you positioned yourself in a way that you have influence over the other kids? All of these things we need to take into consideration. You need to create a system for that. And if you don't know what to do, you will never be able to know that I have to do this. If you don't learn, you will not know what to do. You only get to know what you have to do when you learn and then implement what you learn. Okay. Hello, Abigail. Yes, I welcome you. I welcome you. I see you. I see you. True parents must have honest conversations with their children. Yes, having honest conversations are not lectures. I see you and I welcome you. So we need to stand up, empower ourselves. I always talk about empowerment. Sex conversations is not about teaching your child to go and have sex. No. I quite recall last year when we came up with this posted and someone was asking, are you going to teach us how to have sex? And I was like, I smiled and I was like, no, it's not about that. It's not even parts. It's about empowerment. Empowerment. The LGBTQ society, they are not relaxed. They are because of you. Oh. They are not going to stop because of you. They don't even care about you. And when the devil wants to do something, they use children. When God wants to do something, he uses children. So how are you positioning your child? Are you positioning them in a way that the devil will use them? Or are you positioning them in a way that God can use them to fulfill destinies? Is this what you are doing? Ask yourself these questions. That sometimes I ask myself so many questions that I don't even sleep. I know that I have to do something. If I like it's like if you don't do it, let your parenting be like if you don't do it, you are going to die tomorrow. So if you know you are going to die tomorrow, what do you have to do? You just have to empower your children. You have to build skills in them. That is how urgent it has to be. And when you are able to do the work from the early stages, I tell you, when it gets to the teenage years, things become so easy for you. Things become so easy for you. So let's stop the fear. I fear. No, 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 no. Don't fear anything. Face your fears. I know sometimes when you're having, even when you're talking about menstruation, about porn, all of those things with your child. Sometimes you feel, like you don't want you don't even know how to go about it, and you feel like it's some way it's awkward. How can I have this with my child? I understand. That is why you need to register for the course to be able to know how to go about things. The more you are learning, the more you are empowering yourself, the more you are getting the knowledge, the more it becomes easier for you to implement. I tell you. Initially myself, it was difficult for me as well. When I was starting to learn about these things, it was some way for me. How am I going to start it? But upon everyday learning, implementation, everything, I have been able to. It's so easy. We talk about anything in the home. We talk about anything about the vagina, about the penis. Your husband should be able to talk to your son about these things. If you're a man here, please, parenting is also a man's job. It's not only for the woman. So stand up. You have been given the mandate. The man, you have that mandate. So stand and lead your home. It is not only for the woman. It's been normalized nowadays. Women are all the ones leading the homes. We are doing the prayers and everything. But let's give the men that, it is their role, that's their job to lead us. So the responsibility of the man is important. The man has to stand and take the lead. No, you can't do what the man can do. You are a woman. You also have what you can do. What a man can do, a woman can also do. That's quotes. We need to stop quoting them. There is what you can do as a woman, and there is what your husband can also do as the man. Hmm. Let's take our parenting seriously. I know all of these things. We've spoken about sex conversations, the free classes. You may say the free classes are enough for you. I tell you, they are nothing. They are just tips and hacks. These things that we share here is nothing compared to what we are going to teach you in the course. So if you haven't registered, please try and get on board. It is not just a course. It is something that is going to protect you. It is going to empower your child's safety using your voice, what you are saying. Don't wait, don't sit and expect that things are going to be like Africans. We think that one way or the other, a spirit is going to make everything work. A spirit is going to make everything work. Oh, if you don't do what you have to do, things may not go the way you want them to go. So we need to stand up. We need to begin the conversations. We need to don't have to shy away from the conversations. Empower your child when it comes to sex conversations. There may be something you're doing that it's actually wrong. You think you are teaching sex conversation, but you are actually even causing harm. And all of these things, if you don't learn, you will not know how to go about it. So I would want to end here. It's been 40 minutes since we started, and I thank you so much for being here, for listening to me. I don't take your time for granted. I honor you and I thank you so much for joining. So you can still share this link with other parents. They can still watch here forever. It will be here. It's a free class. So it will be here for everyone to be able to watch. It's time we stand. Okay. It's time we stand so that we can actually change the next generation. We can raise a powerful generation. Africa is blessed with so much, but it is up to us to stand and raise a whole new generation. Thank you so much for being here and enjoy an amazing, amazing day. Bye bye.